Okay, today I want to talk about why I choose to sub. I am a stay-at-home mom, and all of my kids are now in school. So, I don't know. I think it's interesting when you get to that point in your life. There's a lot of different ways you can go. Um, I know a lot of women who are stay-at-home moms and their kids all leave. They just feel like, hooray! Like, and they don't feel any need to do anything else, which I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Everyone is different. And some people, that's what is best for them, and it allows them to serve in other ways. So for me, I guess first of all, I got a master's degree when my kids were little, and that kind of put me on a trajectory towards working as a mom. I still have never worked full time as a mom, but it's always been kind of something that has been a small part of my life, even though I've been a mom, has been a little bit of working or being a student. And so that is the first reason I decided to sub after all my kids went to school. So specifically subbing. Why did I pick subbing, and why did I pick middle school subbing? So I went to school for my undergrad as social science teaching. So I could teach, when I was done with my degree, I could have taught, any kind of social science in the middle school or high school setting. And I did my student teaching in a middle school in Utah. And I remember when I had that experience, I really enjoyed working with the middle school age. And I remember somebody telling me, working with middle schoolers is something that a lot of people are not interested in doing, and a lot of people do not like. And so if you like working with middle schoolers, you should take that as a sign. That is a big deal, because that is an age group that a lot of people have a hard time with. And so I always remember that, even though that was years and years ago. And so I started subbing in the middle school, and I really like those kids. I would say that's the number one reason I sub, is because I love being with kids that age. And sometimes my younger kids will say, "Oh, I wish you would sub in the elementary school," and it's not me. I have kids that age, and I love my kids that are that age, but I just feel more comfortable, and I enjoy more spending time with kids who are middle school or older. So that's the first reason, is because I like kids that age, and I don't think I would sub if I didn't enjoy that part of it. The second reason that I do it is because I feel like it's a service to the teachers and the kids. So the teachers is obvious because, they need to be out for some reason, and they need someone to cover their class. And so if I come and do that, then it makes it possible for them to get the things done that they need to. And the people who are looking for subs, it's a service to them too, when you're able to say, yes, I can come in, I can do that. And then they don't have to keep looking, or they don't have to find other solutions which are less favorable. I know in our school, sometimes when they can't find subs, the kids just have to sit in the cafeteria, which is terrible, because they're just kind of being overseen by the people in the office, I guess, the people who are working in the office and can't cover their class. And then for the kids, I feel like it's really, I don't know, I really love people, and especially middle schoolers and high schoolers. And I feel like they get a bad rap. A lot of people don't like middle schoolers and high schoolers. They just feel like they're bratty, and they don't do what they're supposed to, and So I feel like in their world, they get talked down to a lot, and they get people who are mad at them a lot, and all of those kinds of things. And I don't have that feeling towards that age group. I don't know if it's a gift that I have or just something I have cultivated over the years. It's probably more likely a gift that Heavenly Father has given me, that just I feel a lot of love towards people that age. And because of that, I'm less likely to get annoyed with them. I'm less likely to get frustrated. I don't think things are as big of a deal. I mean, they can do things that are annoying or stupid or whatever, and I don't get upset. And so because I have those feelings, I feel like it's a big gift to those kids to be in their classrooms, because, they're not going to have, if I'm there, it's, they're not going to have the sub who's mean, or the sub who's yelling at them, or the sub who's, writing down their name because they're not doing what they're supposed to or whatever. I mean, obviously, there's other ways, tough love and those sorts of things, which I'm definitely not an expert at. But I just feel like it's a gift to the kids to be like, oh, there's going to be a sub in here who cares about me, who likes me, and who's not mad at me. And so that is a service that I do. And it also feels like service to me because I don't get paid very much. I only get paid $10 an hour or something around there for being a sub, which is ridiculous, right? They shouldn't pay subs that much. They should pay them more, which is part of why they can't find subs, right? And so part of me feels like, this is service that I'm doing, because it's almost no money, and I could be doing something else with my time, and this is what I'm choosing to do with my time. So there's a couple of reasons. I like working with kids that age. I'm trying to serve the kids and the teachers. And then another one is, currently we're in a financial situation where, if possible, it would be best for me to work as much as possible. We're remodeling our house, and it's cost way more than we had ever anticipated. When we first were going to remodel our house, we were just going to remodel the kitchen, and didn't realize that we were going to have to remodel the entire main floor and upstairs. Anyway, so it's just blown way out of proportion. And because of that, our finances are not in a good spot. And we'd have to take out loans and all kinds of stuff. And so Ben and I are really risk averse people. We don't like to do a lot of risky decisions. And so this is a really uncomfortable spot for us to be in, where we have loans and those sorts of things. And so we're trying to get out of that situation as soon as we possibly can. And so I'm trying to do my part. And so because of that, I sub more than maybe I would if it were just up to me to choose. I think if I were to choose, I would probably just sub 2, maybe 3 times a week. But because of the financial situation that we're in, I try to sub as often as I possibly can, say yes. And that doesn't mean I sub every day. I would say typically I don't sub every day. But I sub more than maybe I would want to sub. Which brings me to another reason that I chose subbing as opposed to some other kind of full-time work. I do have a master's degree, so, we have talked about me finding something more, something that pays more, because subbing doesn't pay that much. I could even get a teaching license and I could make more or whatever, but I don't know. I don't know if that's the direction I want to go. But anyway, the other reason I picked subbing specifically as a job is it's really flexible. And I feel like in my stage of life and with everything I have going on as a mom of 5 kids who are all in school and need me, and my husband works 45 minutes away, I need something that's really flexible. And so I'm able to go in when I want to. I'm able to say no if I have something going on. I can say no if somebody's sick. I can say no if I just don't want to go in that day, if I need a break, if I need to catch up on my laundry. And so that is something that is really difficult to find as a job. Sometimes you can find a work from home job, but I also really need something that is part-time, because I just feel like I am not a type A person. It's really hard for me to stay on top of things. And so if I had a full-time job, and I have subbed full-time before, and it's just so difficult on our family, for me to just not be available, not be able to keep the laundry going, keep up on things at home, and those sorts of things. So I really needed a job where it wasn't full-time and it was really flexible. And, like I said, you can find work from home jobs like that. They're really hard to find, at least in my experience. So that's how I kind of ended up subbing. And I guess sometimes people think they're like, oh, she's young and smart. Like, I don't know. I don't really fit the mold of most of the subs that I've met. Usually the subs are older, retired, kind of done, and they're just trying to find something to fill their time, basically. And so I think sometimes people are confused why I'm subbing. And I'm also not necessarily interested in being a full-time teacher. I have thought if they ever approached me with like a part-time teaching, if ever that was something they were interested in, I can see that being something I might be interested in down the road. I don't know if I necessarily would want to do it immediately, just because, and I was telling my husband this, being a stay-at-home mom without your kids home is a lot of people's dream job, because you have so much time to pick what you're going to do, what you're going to fill those hours with. I mean, obviously, I still have lots of things I have to do, but I also have a ton of flexibility, and kind of the sky's the limit as to what you want to spend your time on, and that's really exciting. And I think that's something that, anybody who's working full-time would love to have a week like that, where it's like, wow, I've got all these hours and I can fill it with whatever I want. And so I kind of want to preserve that. I don't want to just immediately find another job now that all my kids are in school, because it's a really sweet gig to be able to have that flexibility and decide what you want to fill your days with, and be able to get errands done during the day, and those sorts of things. But I don't know, maybe several years down the road, if I would be more interested in like a part-time teaching. And the reason I would be interested in that is because the thing that I miss the most with subbing is the relationships I have with the kids. And the nice thing about my subbing is I only sub in the middle school, so I am getting to know the middle school kids a little bit better. But I do really miss when I have my own classroom and just forming relationships with kids, because you see them day after day after day, and they kind of get to know you and you get to know them, and you get to have fun together and that kind of stuff. And so for that reason, I think, maybe someday down the road, that would be of interest to me. But I am really grateful for the opportunity I get to sub, and I do feel like it's a service to the community, right? It's helping teachers not be so overworked, because most of the time, if they don't have a sub, what they do is other teachers have to fill the classes during their prep periods, which I don't think is a good solution. And so I'm trying to help be part of that solution, so that those teachers, it's me saying thank you for your service for teaching my kids, and I'm going to make sure that you get the time that you need every day to plan and to have a break and all of those kind of things. And I love just having a chance to be with kids who, you know, come from a different background from me, maybe don't have a lot of kindness in their life, and being able to be that for them. You know, when you're a stay-at-home mom and you choose to stay home, you know, you could not interact with anyone, right? And it can be really easy to kind of put your blinders on and forget that there's other people out there that need your help, and it's not all about your family. And so I'm grateful for the opportunity to be in my community helping other people. So yeah, that's why I sub.